Yeah.
Tapos tingnan natin yung magiging combo nila dito. Hecarim, Jarvan, and Thresh, no? Yung
Yes.
Jarvan tsaka yung Thresh parehas may the box.
So it's all about the lockdown and the disruption. So kung nagkamali ng pasok ang mga members ng Legacy dito, or kung mali tama ang pasok nila, meron dyan si Suez with the Shadow Moses, the onslaught of shadows. Tatago na siya Shadow Moses, guys. To stop yung possible na follow-up na meron dito ang Legacy. Kasi ang initiator nila dito, it can be, I think, 4 things Most notably would be the Malphite ultimate. Of course, that's double force. Hindi makakatigil dito. I think like may clip tayo before, or I think it was in the PGS, that a Malphite actually got off his ultimate. Natamaan na siya ng Glacial Prison ni Sejuani and still didn't stop. That's how powerful that ultimate is.
Tackle attack yun, tol.
Tackle na walang tigil. Body slam.
Body slam, kumbaga.
Sa Pokemon. Yeah. For Keokuk here, of course, the Rek'Sai, as we know, is similar in that scenario. Yung alam, nasisisi siya, but she can't tunnel and then knock multiple people up with the Unburrow. Of course, yung sa Adivia, you cannot take that out of the calculation then, because it's similar to the dark binding and light binding of a Lux and Morgana. Granted na medyo may pagka-slow missile travel time siya, it's still a great way to catch your opponents off guard kung hindi nila matimingan, kung kailan mo papasabugin yung stun ng Q na yun.
Tsaka masakit yun eh.
Yeah.
Masakit yun. Sobrang lakas ng magic damage niya ni Anivia.
And of course, follow up naman yung most, little bit subtler na Q ni Braum. The slow does, allow you to just go in for the gap closing kung kailangan nyo talaga siya.
Yung fissure.
Yeah, pero napakadami talagang disengage naman dito. Or rather, tignan mo na rin sa side muna ng Legacy. Nakikita mo pwede nila maging disengage dito is yung Glacial Fissure ni Braum as well as the Crystalline Wall of the Anivia. As for the side of Imperium Pro Team, we do have the Box, the Flay, the Light Binding, Shadow Moses ni Hecarim, and of course, re-engage or even, just nakita natin before yun kung naglalaro din tayo ng Jarvan minsan is yung Cataclysm in flash out agad para lang matigil yung engage ng kalaban. So we'll see here din talaga. Yeah. So in terms of yung player skills nila, IPT are one of the strongest teams in the PGS. Legacy have shown some really spectacular plays with the KR duo here, with Hope for KR as well as Loop for KR. I think sino nga ba yun?
Yung nakalaban nila last time.
Hindi, kasi nagbago ng roster and Legacy before I think they were using someone else with the Lux. I forgot her name. I'll get back to you guys on that on game 2. I'll just research a little bit. But again, so makikita natin ngayon dito yung kanila magiging match. Because this is the first time that these two teams will face it off. This is I believe a best of 3 series.
Pero parang Asurai, sa tingin ko lamang dito ang Legacy in terms of kapag nag-late na. Kasi masyadong burst. Ewan ko nakikita ko yung isang mabilisang damage dito sa Imperium Pro Team eh. Kaya kumbaga pag nahuli nila yung dalawa, mabilisang patay agad. Pero pag tumagal tong Legacy, kaya rin nilang mag-comeback. Kumbaga,
makikita natin kasi ang isa dito na masyadong hindi ko pala nasabi din is that IPT have insane range in terms of the damage. Of course, yung final spark ni Lux, hindi natin take out of the equation, as well as yung 2-shot barrage na Ezreal.
Yung banana barrage.
Yeah, those things are like can be used as initiate tools kasi before, like I think it was in season 3 that if you would use a Karthus, hindi mo na gagamitin yung Requiem mo as a last hitting tool, you use it as an initiate para ma-soften up yung members ng kalaban.
Correct.
And of course, when a 40% CDR Lux is in, the fray, the fight, napakabilis ng cooldown ng final spark na yun. Bato mo lang ng bato every time mag-cooldown siya. Paunti mo na paunti ng HP ng kalaban, and that's, might be a possibility that IPT could use here.
Yun, kumbaga Kamehame Wave plus Banana Barrage. Kumbaga pag nahuli sila ng box ng Thresh o kaya nahuli sila ng SS nung Jarvan, pwede nilang i-follow up kahit malayo sila eh.
Exactly.
So magkakasi sila kagad. O eto na mga kaibigan, simula na ang laban.
Alright guys.
Legacy versus Imperium Pro Team, oras na!
Alright guys, so again, this is the Minaski Pro Gaming League Season 7 League of Legends. Let's have a roll call of the teams. For Blue Team, we have Legacy in the top lane. It's going to be Saddest with the Malphite. In the jungle, it's going to be Keokuk with that Rek'Sai. In the mid lane, Loop KR with the Nivea. And in the bottom lane duo, we have Hope for KR with the Lucian. And Football 10 pesos lang. Will be playing Braum as the support.
Para naman sa Imperium Pro Team, si Suez bilang si Hecarim sa top, si Coops bilang si Jarvan sa jungle, si Light bilang ang Light na Lux nasa mid na naka-barrier, si Hate bilang ADR na si Ezreal, at si Poisanity bilang si Thresh. Alright, sinasabi natin Thresh Lord BH. Exactly. Tignan natin dito. O, check muna natin ang mga skins dito, paring Asurai.
Alright, so pretty sure nakita natin dito yung multicolor Nivea.
Oy, Pilipinas.
Mukhang US and Nivea actually eh. Mukhang US and Nivea eh. Kulang sa yellow.
Walang yellow. Oo nga, pwede rin. Ito naman si Brom ay ang wrestler.
El Tigre Brom.
El Tigre na si King, kumbaga sa Tekken yan.
Yeah. Looking into how LGC are positioning themselves, it might be a catch-off onto the members of Imperium Pro Team because, well, Poisanity really likes to go in for the front ward dun sa jungle ng kalaban, but he doesn't have any support. He might get caught off here because there is the wall, or the flash frost from the Anivia might catch him off guard. Oh my god, he might get caught out here. Face checks the brush, he gets some damage.
Oops, nakapag-flash.
Wow. Okay, so they didn't commit to that. Doesn't get the kill.
Oh, buti ka mo.
Huh.
Pero kung sinundan nila yun, kaya nila mapatay yun, no?
Yeah.
Malayo yung Hecarim at Jarvan.
Kasi 3 stacks na rin siya sa stun ng Brom eh. They flashed in.
Isa
problem with that though is na pag nag-flash sila, they do trade the early kill for the early the pressure that the Jarvan can put into the lanes. Kasi not having that flash just makes you vulnerable when you overextend.
Correct. May possibility siyang makagank agad.
Yes, exactly. So now, going to check where the junglers will start. Actually, nagkaroon ng sneaky wards dito ang Imperium Pro Team. Even with that mishap for Poisanity, he actually survives. IPT were able to position really nice wards in the entrances of Legacy. So, alam nila kung saan magsa-start dito si Rek'Sai. It's probably going to be the red side. Light taking a lot of damage. Yeah. From that Thunderlord's
Decree, mga kaibigan. Asang-ayon ka ba, paring Asurai, na lahat ng nakikita ko rin kasi minsan madalas, lahat ng team, lalo na sa mga pub games, naka-Thunderlords.
Ito lang yan. I've said it before, I've said it again. Kasi nga dun sa nerf na nangyari sa Ferocity 3, mas okay na pumunta ka sa Cunning Tree because binuff na yung precision, yun ang tier before yung Thunderlord's Decree, which is, it gives you the extra magic as well as armor penetration. And then, mas okay din, nabuff din ng konti ang Thunderlord's Decree. So that's gonna, put a lot of damage onto your opponents. Hate, they're taking some poke, but 10 pesos lang and hope for KR. Not the best of people to go against the poke of the Ezreal. Granted though na meron unbreakable si Brom, it does go on a very long cooldown when it goes, well, on cooldown.
Pero, tingnan natin tong top. Sino lamang dito? Hecarim o Malphite? Parehas yan? Parehas mga wrestler yan, no?
Yeah, they're both bruisers in the top lane. Though I guess in the long run, mas pupunta ko muna kay Malphite for the early stages of the game.
Sa umpisa.
Yeah, kasi he has the better harass. Granted na merong sustain si Hecarim, but look at this, Malphite just with that shield can trade effectively talaga. Kahit man meron dyang sustain si Suez, he cannot catch up because of the shield coming in from the Malphite. Just a very, very tanky beast in the top lane.
Pero mamaya magkakahabulan tayo dyan kasi yung Hecarim na yan, bibilis yan.
Yeah.
Maghahabulin niya yung Malphite na yan. Yung Malphite attack lang. Medyo very aggressive pala to si Poisanity mag-thresh, no?
Yeah, that's how he plays at the thresh because he's played it for a long time. Alam niya na kung when he has to back off or to just go in aggressive.
Hindi kagaya nung mga ibang thresh na maghihintay lang muna ako ng pang dark passage. Kumbaga, siya talaga yung nag-i-initiate ng Chane imbis na si Ezreal.
Yeah, because there's not really a lot of things that will go wrong as there's a gank from Coops.
Si Coops, mga kaibigan, gagank na. Eto na, nag-hook, pero hindi tumama. Easy doggy.
Alright. So also taking this top lane na picks here for both teams. Hecarim against the Malphite. They're much more of the teleport plays rather than yung top lane dominance. Kahit man mag-trade off sila, there's not gonna be that one guy dying unless na mag-overcommit sila. Yun na lang naman yun. they're looking for the level 6 initiates that might allow their team to go in aggressive.
Correct. Kasi mas magandang gamitin yon sa maraming tao kaysa sa mag-isang hero lang.
Yes, exactly.
Pagkatipi ng Malphite sa baba, tackle attack, SS.
Yes.
Mas okay yon.
Yes, though you have to note then na in terms of yung skills in disrupting the teleport, isa lang ang pwede pang disrupt na teleport ni Malphite. That is his ultimate when he uses it on Suez. Of course, that's not going to be likely. Isabi na namin to. But Suez, on the other hand, has devastating charge. Kahit hindi niya gamitin na kayong Onslaught of the Shadows, if he sees Sadis teleporting anywhere in the map, mag-ilang siya and then he can stop the ultimate coming in from that Malphite. Gank in the mid lane. Oh, lots of damage.
Grabing Chani yan mula sa Thunderlords pero walang mana dito si Light. Tingnan natin, sinasayko niya dito ang kalaban.
Yeah. Light though, going with the barrier like you said, so...
Yung kanina, oh.
Yeah.
Anong sa tingin, bakit barrier? Parang naso.
I would actually think
curious ako.
It's more likely on, ano talaga, when the mid laner goes into the barrier, but never mind.
Mga kaibigan, naging egg silog si Loop, mga kaibigan.
Not enough damage.
Normal sila dito, pero mabubuhay siya, pero yung passive,
yeah, napop niya na.
Oh, napop ang passive. So anytime pwedeng gankin ng Jarvan yan or ng kahit sino man.
Yes.
Kaya mapatay ang Anivia na yan.
Back again to what we were asking dun sa barrier thing.
I
was just thinking lang kasi it's the same as getting yourself a ghost or a heal, that it gives you that safety in the lane itself rather than just being passive overall. Kasi ang ginagawa mo kasi kung naka-TP ka is that you're going again for the respawn place or if you're going for an unfavorable trade, just get as much CS as you can, recall, get your items, and then get back into lane having better items than your opponent so you can go for the out trades or just be again safe in that lane.
Kumbaga, pagka-W niya, pwede siya makipag 1v1 sa Anivia kasi may barrier pa siya.
Or kung nagkaroon ng sobrang aggressive dive, it can save his life. Kasi if Anivia also goes for that ignite and Light is on the barrier, at least it won't count, hindi maka-counter out ng heal, ng ignite ang heal.
So, teka lang pare, ito na, nag-laser na ang Lux mga kaibigan.
Oh, nice flash!
Nice flash, pero nag-SS ang Anivia. First blood mula sa Legacy mga kaibigan. Nag-TP pa doon ang Hecarim. Nag-TP ba?
Yeah, hindi.
O galing siya sa... Oh, nag-TP nga siya. Pero hindi siya umabot.
Hindi siya nag-TP.
Ay, hindi.
I think he just came back from base to get that phage. Tapos nakita niya na there was a possibility to go for that mid lane.
Oo nga.
Yeah, so, again, a little bit of misplay there coming in from Coop's Jarvan. Will get him caught out. That was actually a nice flash, though, of course, Loop KR having enough mana did catch him off with that Anivia. Lots of damage coming out of the bird. That will actually shoot him up a little bit in terms of the goal. Actually, yeah, just a little bit because Light is, you know, the man in that mid lane who has been just manhandling him. 14 CS advantage for the Lux. Ooh.
Kaso match lang din yan kasi nakakill siya eh. So kahit CS advantage siya Lux.
Yeah, na-stabilize naman.
Oh, tabla pa rin yan. Easy mga papi.
So Coops here 3/4 to getting level 6. We might see an aggressive gank here. Most notably in the bottom lane because he positioned himself that he will get the red buff first and then give the blue buff to Light. So he'll probably get the level 6 from that camp and then transition into the bottom lane kasi
wait na, ito yung sinasabi natin
just dueling in the top lane.
Magkakahampasan na.
Yeah.
Pero hanggang hampas-hampas lang muna yan. Mamaya, alam nilang sinacycle lang nila ang isa't isa eh.
Yeah.
Ito na ata yung sinasabi mo
So ito yung nagugustuhan ko ngayon sa Imperium Pro Team. Alam nila na malapit na sa bottom lane si Coop, so they're not fast pushing the lane itself. They're just trying to freeze it slowly. Pero hindi na pinaparata masyado na todo freeze yung lane. They're getting the one hits, one auto attack in para at least sabi mo medyo masayko ng onte ang bottom duo ng Legacy dito. So they're trying to set up talaga yung gank for the Jarvan.
Kumbaga nililane control nila. Yun ang ang terminology doon para
just trying to go in for that passive.
Tamang Chani lang sa baba. Pero ito
gank
nagkakapulahan na. Pero ito na ang Rek'Sai mga kaibigan. Pero nag-SS.
So
si Zoe mga kaibigan. Pero naka-ignite si Sadis mga kaibigan. Ito na ang Kyoko mga kaibigan. Boom!
Still gets the kill.
Kapatay pa. Muntik pa mamatay yung Malphite doon.
Okay, still hungry.
Pero ito na. Si Kyoko mag-SS. Uy, kala ko pupunta sa baba.
Actually, pumunta nga siya sa baba.
Hindi. Akala ko may clash siya baba eh.
Yeah.
Ay, pero sakto lang yung TP niya doon. Pero ito, nag-hook si Poisanity. Nag-e-engage ng clash dito, mga kaibigan. Nag-SS ang Lucian. Pero ito na, mga kaibigan, si Kyokok nang babato ng tubig, mga kaibigan. Oops.
Alright, so...
Nag-back sila kasi alam nilang apat. Alam nilang apat.
And medyo nag-take na ng damage si Kops when he auto-attacked the Dragon for actually no reason at all. There was no setup for Imperium Pro Team. Yes, granted, meron silang wards doon. But the positioning or, you know, the number of members that they do have in that bottom lane was not enough to go in for the Dragon. So, you know, mistakenly, it does happen that you do attack the Dragon for no reason at all, and then that might be also a case wherein you, you know, you don't want to happen because you're taking unnecessary damage. It's like a 6v5 situation. Pag correct. Full team kayo doon.
Pero ang gold lead natin dito, 5k. So, hindi pa gano'n ka...
500 lang, dude.
Oo, tama lang naman.
Yes.
Nakabawi naman. Uy, nakaano na. Kaninong spooky ghost yun? Kay Lux.
Yeah. So, yun, sa mga bagong viewers natin, kung if you haven't watched the PGS or, you know, other of the international scenes, ginagamit na ang Frostbeat's claim for the mid lane. Kasi it does give you that insane amount of gold if you're example on a harass type or a long range champion. Let's say, pinaka-basic example would be the Morgana. Kung tumama ang Tormented Soul mo sa kalaban mo, instant agad na 3 stacks of that Spooky Ghost will be used. Or almost instant talaga. So it gives you an insane amount of gold. And sinabi mo na nga, Spooky Ghost as an initiate tool is just really good. Of course, the only thing that you're you know giving up here is the in terms of the AP that you might get as a first time item or you know the HP it gets, but
teka lang, Tol. Ito na naman si Suez, mga kaibigan. Ito na, tumakbo ka na. Oh, pero tackle attack. Grabing Kyokok yan kanina pa sa taas.
Yeah,
ayaw niyang papormahin si Suez dito sa top, no?
Yeah, Suez not in the best of scenarios there. He went in with a Hecarim Ignite teleport. So this does leave him vulnerable in terms of the side ganks.
Oo nga, pero kabalik tayo dun sa sinasabi mo kaninang ano.
Yeah. So yun nga, you're getting the gold as well as the utility with the Frost Queen's claim, but you're giving up the ability power as well as possible HP stats that you might
malambot
get.
Ka.
Yeah.
Malambot ka.
If you would have gone for a lot of ages,
teka lang, parang Asurai, gustong bumawi ni Suez dito. Tignan mo, siya na mismo yung nangaharas. Makala mo, sa-psychohin mo ako ha. Oh, ito, psychohan tayo. Oops.
Alright. So, tingnan muna yung sa mapa natin kung meron bang nag-set up na objectives sa either of the two teams. Wala naman. In terms of the items themselves, makikita natin ngayon na nag-set up na si Haith ng Sheen as well as that Tear of the Goddess. So, he went for the Tear of the Goddess, so at least he can go in for the early stacks of that Mana Mune. Kahit man component pa lang siya. Might be a gank on to Luke KR.
Ito na, mga kaibigan. Si Luke KR tumatakbo, mga kaibigan. Ito si Coops. Binabarbecue pero nag-SS si Coops. Pero nag-flash si Luke.
Alright,
so medyo nabasa niya doon dahil nag-initiate nga ng Spooky Ghost itong si Lux. Grabe rin yung tulong niyang ano, no? Yung Spooky Ghost na yan. Kasi, kumbaga, pag pinindot mo yan, malalaman mo kagad kung meron bang nagja-jungle eh.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Kumbaga, kahit gini-give up mo yung AP, kahit gini-give up mo yung health, safety. Kumbaga, safe ka sa mid lane kahit wala kang wards. Kumbaga, pwede mo lang siya randomly pindutin. Yes. Malalaman mo kung nasa red ba or nasa blue yung jungle ng kalaban.
And if I'm not mistaken, 60 seconds lang ang cooldown ng double checking. Yes, 60 seconds lang ang cooldown ng Frost Queen's claim. So you can use it every time that you need to check.
O tsaka yung sinabi mo nga kanina, yung automatic pera, 15 yun. 15 times 3, 45. Meron ka kagad parang 3 creeps, 2 creeps. Kada chani mo sa isang hero. So ewan ko, tingnan natin.
Yeah. Pero ang ginagawa dito ng ibang players din minsan kasi is that if you know that you're in a situation na medyo bakbaka na agad sa simula ang early game mo, they would go in for the Doran string first and then buy the components of the Frost Queen's claim pag nakaback na sila. That's the Spell Thief's Edge into the second item, then the Frost Queen's claim.
First back nila yun eh.
Yeah.
Tsaka laki din ang cooldown niyan. Cooldown reduction na ano. Pero ang gamit naman ito ni Anivia, naka-rowa na siya.
Yeah.
Within 14 minutes.
So that Nivea is gonna get a bit difficult to kill, especially when she does have the frozen egg. You cannot make an omelette with that
frozen egg silog.
Hindi nga actually, kasi naninigas yung itlog eh.
Oo.
Yeah.
Pero, ano ba sa tingin mo yan? Yung, ano na yan? Yung Anivia na yan, mas dapat ba talagang ano yan, protect type build? Kasi may egg naman na siya eh.
Yeah, but yun nga yung, di mo naman, as an Anivia kasi, you also get good stats from the Rod of Ages. And every time that it does, you know, activate its stacking up, you do get the extra HP, the extra mana, and of course the higher ability power. And in the long run kasi, as an Anivia who eats so much mana from her ultimate, the Glacial Storm, getting that extra mana is actually very nice. Tapos pag na-complement mo pa ng Archangel Staff, which gets more damage as you have more mana, and then, you know, Rabadon's Death Cap. Tapos meron sabi pa natin, Thunderlord's Decree. Ayun din. That's just so much damage and safety for the Anivia that she becomes, you know, a very strong, or very difficult opponent to deal with. Lalo na pag nasa team fight ka because ang dami niya rin kiting kills or yung positioning
pero
but
teka
wait,
lang.
Yeah, top
teka lang para so ito top 2 on 2. Whoops! Nagpapahype lang sila, nagpapahype lang.
Yeah, you have to note that Coop still hasn't revealed himself in that top lane brush. And in the bottom lane, they're just leaving hate here to fend off for himself because we all know that he has the flash, he has the arcane shift to be safe. And he also gets, you know, has that two-shot barrage actually very quickly. If we check kung gaano kabilis yung cooldown niya.
Item check tayo dito. Naka-reaver fever na si Lucian. At si, yan nga, kagaya na sinabi mo kanina, si Ezreal, Iceborne.
Yeah, so this will actually just allow him to stay,
yan. Sustain, ano lang, QQ.
Yeah,
true shot lang, chani. Pero ito na mga kaibigan, 3 on 2. Si Sadis ginugo siya dito ng Jarvan pero nag-miss ang hook mga kaibigan. Uy.
Bottom lane gank, bottom lane initiate there will force Haith to take quite a bit of damage, though not still in the bad of situations.
Oh, may blink pa yan eh.
Yeah, Rek'Sai, I believe he uses her ultimate to get into that dragon pit. Might position himself to go to the bottom lane.
Siya ng Spooky Ghost.
Yeah, Spooky Ghost spots him out.
Kaya sinasabi natin kanina.
As now 4 members of Legacy are positioning themselves into the bottom lane. There is teleport for both top laners, so this might be a messy clash.
Na, magkaka-clash na mga kaibigan. Nakuha ng Legacy ang DR mga kaibigan.
Oh!
Kamehame wave mula kay IPT Light mga kaibigan. Napakaganda beses.
But that will be everything that they get. So 1-for-1 trade, but the dragon
1-for-1 plus dragon
goes into the hands
ang
of Legacy.
Well, nauna lang kasi naman talaga sila doon.
Yeah.
Nauna sila doon sa Rek'Sai. At Himala, hindi nag-TP. Ang Hecarim, ha?
There's not the best of situations for the Hecarim to TP because, well, he's not tanky enough to be that initiator. Kasi he's going for the Triforce build early. We would want to see that Frozen Heart in the next build, but, you know, the number of ganks that they did in that top lane with Sadis and Keokuk, just starving out Suez, not allowing it to finish his first core item, just lowers the damage or impact that the Hecarim might have. And Keokuk looking into Suez, but you know, he doesn't have the flash. Even if Suez is very low, still has that onslaught of the shadows. Might, you know.
Pero ayaw niya na i-risk.
Yeah, no rest needed. Poisanity positioning himself in the top
play
lane.
Safe. May pagka-play safe dito ang Legacy. Alam nila kung kailan sila papasok. Kagaya nga kanina, yung nakita natin sa top, nung merong 3 tao sa top, ginaw nila agad yung baba. Pero ito, mukhang magkaka-clash na naman dito sa Herald. Nakaabang dito si Poisanity pero nag-hook in mga kaibigan. Napakagandang box mga kaibigan mula kay Poisanity. Volado ngayon si Kyoko mga kaibigan. Pero nagkakandormanan. Nag-SS dito ang
Lux!
Si Oses Lux. Kamehame wave mga kaibigan. Shutdown si Kyoko mga kaibigan. At inaabol si Poisanity. Poisanity gaming normal ka boy.
Nice.
At ang naiwan dito ay si Suez. Pero nakaiwan siya. Pero ito na si Loop KR.
Wow.
Nakapag-SS pa. Pero Poisanity making a play. Poisanity volado. Pero naku, si Loop Katol. Sayang naman.
Gonna get caught up though.
Nilaro na lang nila.
Shutdown.
Anong nangyari dun? Paring Asurai. Pero teka lang mga kaibigan, hindi pa tapos. Nandito pa ang hope for KR.
Hope for KR!
Hooks. Pero hindi. Hope for KR to boy. Gangnam Style.
Wow. That hook though might have...
Napakagandang hook sana para mabaliktad ang laban.
That hook though might have been the reason why Poisanity also died, because I think Light was trying to position his skills so that Poisanity, or so that he can maximize the damage output. Though that was the only thing that Legacy actually truly got out of that. The Rift Herald buff immediately got destroyed as Sadis did go down. The Malphite picked it up. I was checking it out.
Oops, pero ito na, nambabato. Ito na ang favorite natin. Ang nambabato ng Ice Tubig. Ice Tubig na lang para pwede ibato. Para pwede.
Yeah. So back dun sa clash naman then is
back
when
to the clash.
Yeah, Rift Herald was just putting a lot of damage, and then napaka-disoriented ng fight ng Legacy na for Imperium Pro team, they were so good at stalling the fights and just zoning people out. Especially, sinabi na natin kung gano'ng kalakas ang zoning potential nila. And that just allowed them, or allowed Light to maximize his damage output. Now, Suez actually built himself that Spectre's Cowl to be able to tank Sadis a little bit, but Sadis, look at that, such a tanky beast.
Ikot-ikot pa
with
more.
The Sunfire. Just, out-trading Suez in the long run.
Kanina pa yan sila nagbo-boxing dyan sa taas, paring Asurai.
Yeah.
Nalugi lang si Suez dyan kasi nag-gank siya ng 2 beses. Uy! Medyo delix yun, Brad!
Wow.
Muntikan ka ma-hook kung na-hook siya dun. Ako, mapuforce sila mag-clash at feeling ko mamamatay si Lucian dun kung if ever ma-hook man siya. Nandun yung Jarvan at may SS yung Lux na nakaabang.
Oh, SS!
Yun yung sinasabi natin. Muntikan
Secondary
pa.
SS though.
Ilang seconds ba yung cooldown ng SS ng Lux na yan? Kanina niya pa ini-spam yan.
Wait, I will double check. It is 44 seconds.
Oy, pwede niya ipang-farm yan.
Yeah.
At partida, naka-blue pa siya. Kahit wala nga blue yan, pwede niya gamitin.
So this bottom lane is taking quite a bit of harass.
Oops!
They will hook in football. Alright, so it takes quite a bit of damage there, but tower is relatively healthy. Top lane wise though, we do see that Suez... Oh wait, they might engage.
Teka lang, ito na, nababato mga kaibigan, pero si Poisanity, ito naman pumiplay. Poisanity plays, pero napakagandang box, pero sayang, ito na, nag-SS na ang Brom, pero nakapag-blink out ang Ezreal.
So, Poisanity is so aggressive, but Cops, oh no!
Nakapag-SS, Lux!
Wow, sidesteps.
Wow, grabe itong Oh! Pero napakadang blink in mula kay Hate, napakadang heal din mula kay Hate. Haters gonna hate me.
Yeah, so
kala nyo mabubuhay kayo? Actually, dalawang skill ata yung naiwasan ng Legacy. Pero hindi. Haters gonna hate me, pare.
Oh, Light!
Pero nag-stand dito si Loop KR. Ay, Loop KR pala.
Light takes so much damage from that.
Buti na lang, may shield siya.
Yeah. Loop for KR.
Loop KR.
Oh, sorry, Loop
kasi
KR pala.
Hope for KR. Medyo magka-rhyme kasi Hope tsaka Loop eh.
Yeah, so Loop there, knowing when to use the stun, and Light, he challenged that stun from the Anivia, got out,
Combo kasi siya.
Forced him to flash.
Oh,
as for the bottom lane, Haith, with the help from Coops, just allowed them to at least get the kill, and I believe that was football 10 pesos lang.
Pero ang score natin ngayon ay 7-7, 22 minutes into the game, no?
Yeah,
tapos,
gold is relatively
tabla
the same.
Pa to. Pero lamang lang sa push ang Imperium Pro Team dahil nga dun sa nangyaring clash sa baba kanina at Polado din. Pero mukhang mawawala na rin ang tower nitong Legacy. Mukhang going for mid lane.
Oh,
itong Imperium Pro Team at nakaramdam. Pero ito na naman si Poisanity. Tingnan natin. Oops. Kala ko, gugo niya na naman eh. Yung mga biglaang hooks ni Poisanity, tama ka nga, paring Asurai.
Yeah, there's not really much that he can follow up on that sentence.
Tumatakbo yung kabayo.
Wow.
Tumatakbo si Suez. Naku, makikipagwano na.
Suez! What?
Kaibigan! Yung kaibigang si Kyoko pa nang babato ng ice tubig! Kala mo mag-isa lang yan.
Double knock-up! Double stun!
Double stun! Double stun!
Wow.
Napakagandang knock-up at napakagandang stun. Loop KR. Oh, ba tumatawa pa dito si Sadis?
Yeah, he has too much armor that he's not gonna deal that much damage to the Malphite.
DR number 2 para sa Legacy. At ang na-push ng nila ay ang mid lane at ang bottom lane.
IPT, well, Suez is a top laner. I've seen quite a bit of his games, he is almost always consistent, but
isa pang normal.
just
Sayang.
goes in that point, you know? Gets caught out.
Palagi ba? Pero ito, si Coops kanina ka pa, Loop versus Coops, magiging Exilog ata si Loop dito kaya siya pumapalag. Pero na-stand dito si Poisanity. Tingnan natin, humahabol si Coops. Bakit yung kaboy? Pero Exilog ako, mga kaibigan. Ito na, humahabol na. Si Lucian, mga kaibigan. Medyo no! Si Lucian. Tingnan natin ang mangyayari dito. Pero tingnan natin si Suez. Ito na, nice hook na naman mula kay Poisanity. SS! Oy, nice flash mula kay Loop 4KR. Napakagandang microgaming. Pero ito na naman si Ezreal. Iiwasan nyo pala yung SS. Oh no! Pero hindi mo maiiwasan yan, pare ko. Ano, kala mo kayang-kaya namin yung micro dito? Papulado kami lahat, pero papalag pa rin kami. Tumakbo na kayo. Poisanity ka pala. Treshock na Pinas!
That was too much from Imperium Pro Team. They got so aggressive. They tried to re-engage, but Loop for KR as well as Hope for KR, or Loop KR and Hope for KR, just having the better mechanical skills at that exact point. Kasi nakita mo dun eh.
Oo.
Haith actually went in and got caught out by the stun. He was stuck in the Glacial Storm, didn't have enough HP to survive. And Hope for KR with the sidesteps, with the flash, dodging that two-shot barrage. So much in favor now of Legacy. 4,000, almost a 5,000 gold lead, 4 towers rather, 2 dragons. And this composition for Imperium Pro Team is starting to falter off in terms of the damage because they cannot find, you know, the position for them to maximize these items that they have built up for the mid lane as well as at ADC.
Too much action
yeah.
ang nangyari.
So shoutout dito sa aming co-caster na si Phil. Not Phil, kung nanonood din kayo ng other cast namin. He is here in the Minaski Cave. So guys, if you didn't know as well, we are casting in the Minaski Cave for the MPGL Season 7 League of Legends.
Kumbaga, nangyari sa clash, no? Parang Asurai. Micro is real.
Yeah, but first of all talaga, the questionable engages by Coops as well as Suez. Kasi si Suez, he went in man mode. Nakita ko na na-build niya na yung Triforce, but he was so eager to use it against Hope for KR that he did not check the map for where Football 10 pesos lang was, as well as Kayakop. He was caught in a position kasi he used the ultimate to try and, you know, just split. And he's in an awkward position, but Sadis, he's just gonna dash over the wall.
Na naman yung Sadis. Pero mukhang mapapatay siya dito. Pili ko mamamatay siya dito. May blink pa yung SC.
Oh, Grob getting the last hit.
Bawi pa.
But while that was happening,
natin to mid. Nang dahil lang sa isang hero, aalisan nyo yung mid nyo. Mahirap yan, mga pare ko eh.
Two-shot barrage not clearing out the wave yet. Light not using his ultimate to clear out.
Kahit tamaan sila nun. Brad,
pero ito na. By IPT.
Sinasabi mo nga si Suez, napakagandang SS mula kay Coops. At si Poisanity nang galing sa likod. Ito na mga kaibigan.
Oh! Hate damage!
Hate me please, mga kaibigan. Lilikuran namin kayo. Kaso basag pa rin ang mid ng Imperium Pro Team. Pero ito, si Loop KR, mga kaibigan. Nice wall, pero well, na-ace. Kaso basag ang mid. Bali, map control ang kapalit ng
pagiging
ace ng
problem for that ace
Legacy.
though is that they allow IPT to get in range, in gold range of Legacy, and this might allow IPT to go in for that Baron. Granted that Sadis is alive, he has teleport, but he has no ultimate to disrupt this.
Malay mo,
he does have vision though, and he is pretty low.
Pagkalakad niya, random smite.
Yeah.
Tignan natin. Pero feeling ko hindi niya na-i-release yan. Ayaw niya na-i-release.
He can't risk it. He has no ultimate.
Nang dahil sa BR buff na to, medyo nakabawi pa ang Imperium kasi yung mid nila, kaya nilang maangat yan.
Yeah, so recap, or rather, you know, just a little
recap mo lang, Brad.
Yeah, recap of the previous parts of this game. Legacy are showing a very strong and methodical team play in terms of the clashes, as well as just catching up the members of IPT off guard. Problem for them is that they don't, or you know, just checking out that mid push, they don't know when to get off the opponent's base. They are overstaying their welcome, and IPT are able to get themselves the lead, or stabilize the gold lead that Legacy built, and now they have the Baron. So this will at least mitigate yung mid push na yan if one of the members of IPT push in that mid lane with the Baron buff. Suez has his teleport, might be Suez, and then put your other 4 players in the top lane, and they can defend it. They have the disengage with Poisanity, with the box, as well as Cups just being able to lock down. And kahit ba sabihin mo daming safety dito ang Legacy with the egg, with the dashes, if they get caught out in that tier 2 range, that's still positional advantage for IPT, and their long-range skills might prove to be too much for Legacy to handle, but Legacy will be just, you know, ballsy enough to go into this top tier 2 and force IPT out.
Out na ang Legacy dito. Gusto lang nila basagin.
Yeah.
About dun sa sinabi mo kanina, parang Asurai, no? Sa tingin ko kasi, yung Legacy, kaya sila nag-overstay sa mid, no? Kasi nakita nga nila na merong ano eh. Kumbaga, nakita kasi nila na...
Yeah, nandun sa daming members ng IPT stats.
Hindi lang nila in-expect na ganun pala sila kabilis bumalik.
Exactly. And yun na rin yung problema doon kasi they were trying to get the kill onto Light. They didn't focus on that inhibitor fast enough na kahit man nabasag nila yun, they got caught off. Yun na nga, sinabi mo na nga. But now it's going to it's going to be the dragon fight as they position themselves near this Baron area, dragon area.
Na, DR fight mga kaibigan. Wala pang DR ang Imperium pero nakuha na nila. First DR for them. Meron silang DR1 at meron silang Baron. Medyo tabla pa ang gold natin dito.
Yeah. So now
at medyo tabla din ang kills.
IPT's answer for the tanky frontline of KO Cook as well as Sadist and Football to some extent will be the Lord Dominic's regard in the hands of Haith. So his auto attacks and his Mystic Shot will be chipping away at their HP in an even faster rate with that Lord Dominic's regard, just, you know, armor penetration as well as I believe the HP shred.
Extra HP shred dyan pag mas mataas yung HP ng kalaban mo at maraming mas mataas ang HP kay Hate dito. Pero oo nga, actually yung damage ka nila nanggagaling kay Hate tsaka kay
kay Light talaga.
Kay Light Tapos ang ganda din yung position naman nito ni Hate.
Wait, did Light? Okay, Light wasn't able to steal that.
Muntikan lang.
Yeah.
Well, ang akala natin na lamang na Legacy ay nabaliktad pa dahil lang dun sa mid. Pagkapitas kay Sadis, akala nyo dito kami lahat sa top nasa mid din kami.
So, at least nakikita pa rin natin ngayon na may medyo inconsistencies dito ang Legacy. Though, it's still on par with how Minaski are playing in this game. Granted na lang talaga na maganda ang naging clash doon ng Minaski that their damage output maximized itself. Poisanity as well as the other initiators for IPT just allowed...
Imperium.
IPT.
Ano yung sabi mo, Minaski?
Oh, sorry.
Okay lang.
That's my bad.
Easy doggy.
Medyo na ako dito.
Chill, pare.
At IPT allowed themselves, or rather Light as well as Haith, to maximize their damage output.
Pero yung, kagaya nga ng sabi mo kanina, ang Legacy, nananalo sila actually sa magandang microhan. Gaya ng clash kanina. Yun nga, yung sinabi, yung kaninang ko rin, once na mahuli sila isang beses, wipe out sila kagad. Kasi nga, ang lalayo ng range nitong Imperium. Ang kailangan ng dito, Legacy, maayos na pwestuhan, maayos na initiate ng mga SS. Tapos ang Imperium, kaya nila tapos dito.
Do if I call nice!
Pero munti ka na, yun yung sinasabi. Kakasabi lang natin! Pero ito na si Coops. Kakasabi lang natin. Buti na lang talaga may unbreakable ang Rom dito. Dahil kung wala, sino yung namula doon? Si KO Cook.
Yeah.
Patay siya sa Berserker. Sa Berserker Barrage. Sa Mystic Barrage. True Shot Barrage. Yeah. Banana Barrage.
Ito na lang yung medyo nahalata ko sa IPT that Clubs here is like a second behind in what his team wants him to do. Yes, they got the damage onto KO Cook, but he got a little bit, you know, overzealous and almost got caught out. Buti na lang that he had the flash available for him to to go over the ice wall, and then there's also the dark passage coming out of Poisanity. Yeah.
Grabe yung nangyari. Muntikan pa siya mamatay. Sa tingin ko kung namatay siya doon, o all in na yung Imperium.
Yeah. So, there's still or rather Legacy do have that 1,000 gold lead in their pockets, but into this mid-ish late game, mid to the late game, that doesn't, you know, spell too much. In terms of the itemization, Suez has finally caught up. He does have the bruiser items for the Hecarim.
Oh, pero ito na naman. Oops.
And of course, Sadis going in for that full Malphite tank build. Mid lane wise, we do have the Seraph's Embrace for Loop KR, so his damage as well as his protection is pretty good. As for Light though, he's gonna maximize that Thunder Lord's Decree with the Luden's Echo, with the Void Staff, and that Rabadon's Death Cap.
Ay, okay. Ngayon ko lang na pagtanto yun, no? Pagka Thunder Lords para puputok yung ano, yung Luden's Echo. Well, then, grabing AP power yan, no?
Yeah, so now Haith, with all of the CC coming out of Legacy, you know, he builds himself that Mercurial Scimitar. Granted na medyo mas okay actually yung stats ngayon ng Mercurial Scimitar, in my opinion, because it does give you that QSS active, as well as the lifesteal that of course all ADCs need. So you're not gonna be going for a Bloodthirster, or you're not gonna be thinking about Bloodthirster or Mercurial Scimitar like before. You're gonna think Mercurial Scimitar gives you the lifesteal, go for it.
Ay, ganun pa. Ah, yun pala usually ang ginagamit na.
Yeah, if you want to go for the safety, you know,
safe build. Tandaan yan, mga ano ha, mga kids, mga ano, mga pro tips mula kay ano, Asurai.
Regular tips lang, hindi ako pro.
O regular something pro tips.
Di na, parang nag-contradict yan.
Hindi yun nagko-contradict.
Sige lang.
Tingnan natin dito, mukhang magka-clash na sila sa top, sa Baron. Hoy, nag-SS dito, grabe. Pang-check. Nagkakasaikuhan lang sila dito kung anong gagawin. No? Actually, naghihintayan lang sila kung sino magpupush.
Yeah. So, this is actually, in my opinion, going a little bit in IPT's favor in terms of who has the control for the Baron. Because there is no bully potential here for Legacy. Because of the poke that come out of IPT, they cannot recounter these wards that are coming out of IPT. Though if IPT go out of their base or their jungle, they can do that. So they are as much as they want to, because they know that IPT is not in their base anymore.
Sa tingin ko, mas makakapabor sa Legacy na hayaan muna nila yung IPT. Sa tingin ko lang ha, parang Asurai. Kasi yun nga, wala. Pag nag-push sila, ubos din yung creeps nila eh.
Yeah, can be, but there is the, you know, the error na kahit man may wave clear dito ang Legacy, is that if a wave in another lane they are far off does get pushed, like in the bottom lane, you can see that there is a pretty huge wave forming there. They have to send the one man in, and if this actually just keeps happening and IPT time it properly, that they can force, you know, one of the members of Legacy to go into the bottom lane, make it into a 4v5 in the Dragon Pit or even in the Baron Pit, most importantly, they might catch Legacy off guard, and Legacy have to keep themselves vigilant if they don't want to give the momentum into IPT's hands, because right now, in terms of the game itself, the gold lead is neck and neck. Not really much. One good clash from either of these two teams might spell disaster, and
whoa! Pero yung sinasabi nga natin kanina, pumasok na si Suez mga kaibigan, at namumula dito si Loop, pero napatay pa si Suez mga kaibigan. Yung Lucian nag-SS mga kaibigan, tinatamaan si Boy Sanity. Si Boy Sanity nag-back, pero ito si Hope or KR naman normal. Nako, ini-FF na siya dito. Napakagandang knock-up, kaso namatay! Namatay mga kaibigan, ang Hope! Ang Hope for Koreans! Ay, for KR!
Yeah, for Koreans.
Sayang!
So,
sayang yung pwesto. Actually, ang ganda na ng pwesto niya dun eh. Malayo na siya, kaso nakita pa rin siya ng Jarvan, binarbecue niya pa rin. Sayang!
Yeah,
ano sabi mo doon, parang Asurai?
So that was just IPT being in the shadows. Kasi hindi mo nakikita yung IPT yun eh. Nakikita natin sila kasi we're in the spectate mode. But, if you look on how, in the perspective ng Legacy doon, they don't know where Light was, where Cook was, and they just position themselves perfectly. And nakita mo na rin that Haith was in such a good position that he was just, you know, out of harm's way. So now they might be able to get this inhibitor. They won't risk it. They're not as gullible as Legacy was in that mid push. But of course, now there is a 3,000 gold lead in the hands of IPT. Though Luke for KR wasn't actually in that clash, or Luke KR wasn't actually in that clash per se because he did get quite a bit of damage, so he had to back off early. Tama ba? Yeah, exactly.
May egg ba siya nun? Feeling ko kasi wala siyang egg.
Yeah, I think he didn't have the egg, so he just backed off and went back to base.
Pero yun nga yung sinasabi natin kanina, actually namula kasi kagad si Kyokuk dun.
Yeah.
As in, pagka SS sa kanya ng nung Lux, pulado na siya kagad, mga 2 hits na lang siya, kaya for sure, mag-i-initiate na yung Imperium. Pero tingnan natin, in terms of map control pa rin yung laban. Nagka-saikuhan pa rin sa map, kumbaga, ang laban dito, kung sino na lang manalo sa clash.
Yeah, so TP is up for both top laners. They can use Suez to split push if they want, but Legacy here wanting to push the mid lane first, put that wave into the side of IPT so they don't have to worry for any pressure in that mid lane to get that inhibitor, because if wait, Light here might get caught out.
Feeling ko huli niya dito si Light, pero nakapag-flash out si Light. Pero ito na, si Coops mga kaibigan,
Nobody!
Pero napakaganda, ay, walang na-tackle. Mga kaibigan, namatay si Sanis dito. Pero tingnan natin, namumula dito si Suez, nino-normal ni Hope. Free hit si Hope mga kaibigan.
Wow!
Football kaya mga kaibigan, medyo may pang-upgrade. Nag-SS na siya dito. Medyo pulado dito si Football, 10 pesos lang. At patay si Poisanity.
Nice damage.
4 ang buhay mga kaibigan mula sa Legacy.
Super low
pero
HP
habol dito si Hate. Nararamdaman ko na to eh. Hate me please mga kaibigan. Oh, pero na... Tingnan pa.
Yeah, Hate using I think
natin.
that Mercurius.
Oh! Kamehame wave!
Fade away!
Dunk mga kaibigan! Wala kay Light! Grabe, yun ang kanina pa yan, long range skills na yan. Napakadaya.
Yeah, Kyokuk here wants to re-engage. He has the Tremor Sense to spot out Light.
Hahabulin kita! San Goku ka pala! Papatuin kita ng Ice Tubig, pero mag-isa ka lang, Kyokuk! Ano kala mo wala akong kampe? Nandito si Vegeta! Grabing yan! The revenge of the not revenge. Pollen. Mga kaibigan.
Dilaw yung buhok ni sila saka naka Super Saiyan hairdo siya.
Super Saiyan yan eh. Kamehame wave yan dalawa eh. Grabing yan, tol. Kakaiba, baba. Ahabulin niya eh, di ba? Gusto niya, revenge of the pollen, but I'm the pollen. Grabing yan. Naging Transformers.
Yeah.
Grabing, nabilib ako dun sa ano na yun, sa SS. Feeling ko blind SS yun eh.
Yes. Yun na nga lang siguro din yung nakita ko sa Legacy. They actually might have taken the... Kasi Light was in a bad position there. He flashed over the ice wall, but could have gotten caught off by Sadist.
Pero teka lang ha. Yeah. Ito na naman tayo. Easy. Psycho. Chachama. Uy! Munti ka na ma-hook. Pero ito, barbecue man! Si Coops! Oh, pero tackle-attack si Hate mga kaibigan.
Just the one knock-up.
Pero isa lang ang na-tackle-attack. Oh my
God!
Kamehame! Mga kaibigan! Si Light Yagami mga kaibigan! Kamehame Hakaboy! Pero ito nagka-clash ulit mga kaibigan! Si Poisanity nag-hook! Si Kyokuk mga kaibigan! Mukhang lamang na dito ang IPT. Mamamatay na yata si Kyokuk.
Okay, so this has happened for the past 2 clashes already. Nakita na natin ang hesitation ng Legacy na mag-engage because they don't, or rather they can't see where the other members of IPT are. And that is, again, just making into their heads na nag-hesitate sila pumasok because of the range that IPT have. Because of Light just positioning himself in a range wherein he can deal damage as well as not take, any re-engage by the Legacy side. And now IPT are starting to make this work for them as Hate and Light not even taking any aggression from the side of Legacy because Cobb's Poisanity and Suiz are enough for the distraction talaga.
Pero
yeah,
yung nangyari doon, tama naman yung sinabi mo, no, parang Asurai. Tingin ko nag-hesitate din kasi si Sadis kasi gusto niya ma-SS 5 or 3 or 4.
yeah, but the Yeah, but the problem now with how that is working out for them, because Suez with that ultimate as well as the box from Poisanity is just making so much noise or distractions onto the side of Legacy that they don't know how to fight in these clashes anymore. Kanina, we saw how powerful they are, but if you actually look further into those clashes, hindi siya 5v5 clashes. It was always clashes that were in favor of Legacy because of the numbers advantage. Kasi namatay muna si Suez or si Coops, and then it would be just like a 5v3, 5v4. But now na full na sila, wherein IPT were actually have this gold stabilized.
Actually, lamang na sila dito.
Yeah,
para
kanina I mean. Dun talaga nag-shine lang IPT, and nakikita dito siguro yung hindi pa na parang na-mold na team comp or team players ng Legacy.
Grabe aggressive nito.
And you can see here the veteran the veteran knowledge of IPT just making it work for them.
XP, experience gaming. Grabe yan.
So they have the Baron right now, so they can just use the Hadouken cannon minions in the back to harass that turret.
Pero sa tingin ko kaya pa naman ng Legacy. Gawin lang nila yung sinasabi mo kanina. Kasi nananalo nga sila pag hindi kompleto yung clash eh.
Yeah, go for the pickoffs or at least engage fully talaga. Hesitation is the seed of defeat as said by Akali and Shinbu. So you really can't hesitate in these clashes because it's almost all in talaga for Legacy at this point.
Pero laking pressure.
Wow, that's a big wall. That's a big wall.
Kay Sadis. Kasi halos siya lagi nag-i-initiate ng clash eh.
Yeah.
Napakaganda ng mga counter going kasi ng Imperium. Marami, may stun, may hook, may flay. So kahit mag-tackle attack ba, may mga pang-counter. Grabe naman. Mga instant hook ni Poisanity.
Yeah, and the poke just coming out of that Ezreal, putting Sadis in his place. Kanina, Sadis was the guy who was super unkillable inside of Legacy. Now that Lord Dominic's Regard Wave Throwing King is finished for...
Oh
my God!
Naman! Grabe!
Dodges!
Umout na kayo mga kaibigan dahil kanina pa kayo walang SS.
Suez though, bottom lane.
Pero napakagandang trabaho lang gaming ni Suez.
They're gonna use football to answer this.
Vaccine, wax out! Vaccine, wax! Ito na mga kaibigan, mga vaccine, wax out ka pala! Ay, wala. Pressure cooker. Kami wave! Isang napakalaking pressure cooker mula dito sa Imperium. Hirap na ang Legacy dito. Tinan natin kung magka-clash pa sila. Mukhang hahabulin nila si Coops pero may pantakas pa yan. May lantern din si Poisanity. Nakaka-pre-hit dito si Hate mga kaibigan. Nag-SS ang pero isa naman din naman. Napakagandang alis ni Coops. At mag-isa dito, si Coops mga kaibigan. Nakaalis ka pala pero namatay si Coops mga kaibigan. Hope for KR mga kaibigan. Hinahabol ni Hekari mga kaibigan. 4 ang pulado sa Legacy. Lumalaban pa sila mga kaibigan. Pulado rin ang Imperium. Nagkakasaykuhan lang dito mga kaibigan. Si Suez, eto na! Nalarga na ako! Oops! Wala naman.
So IPT looks like they want to just...
Gusto pa nila. Papalag pa Legacy dito.
But they're just gonna back off smartly. They already have opened up the base of Legacy here. 2 inhibitors down, only the top 1 remaining.
Kaso hirap na sila.
Yeah, and Sadist. Wow, the clutch flash from Light. Not getting any knockups. Not getting even a slight knockup.
Yung nangyari yung sinabi mo kanina, parang Asurai. Kasi kanina nasa baba si Hekarim eh.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Nung nasa top yung apat ba yun o 3? Yung nung nasa top sila, ginaw nila nung wala yung Hekarim. Ngayon medyo nagkaroon sila ng advantage, no? Medyo nakapalag sila eh. Kasi 4 lang, namula lang sila, hindi sila namatay.
Yeah. And yung maganda dito na ginawa ng IPT was in that clash was, in my opinion, what, was the most notable dun sa previous clash na yun was yung chaining of the ultimates. First, yung sinabi ko na nga na ginagawa mo rin sa isang Jarvan. You go in for the Cataclysm, you can flash out or flag and drag out of the Cataclysm itself. Tapos nag-follow up pa si Suez with the ultimate, just, forcing these 3 members of Legacy to deal with him. And then IPT were free to just kill the other members. Granted, Sadis was tanky enough na 1 hit away from dying na siya, so he was able to walk away. And then, syempre, meron na siyang home guard buff as he is also near to the well or the spawning point. gets that immediate buff, and then can go back into the fight. But he had no ultimate to re-engage, so there was nothing that Legacy can actually do against IPT at that point.
Ano lang, nag-survive lang sila.
Yeah.
Yun lang, kumbaga. Pero ito na naman, si Boy Sanity na makagandang hook mga kaibigan. Pero nakatakas si Hopper KR at mukhang pulado dito ang dalawa mga kaibigan. Si Coombs namumula mga kaibigan. Naku, mukhang late ata pasok ng Imperium mga kaibigan. Si Suez mag-isa ka lang pinabacksout yung apat. Walang malakas sa apat, pare ko. Pero ito na, naku, mukhang mababaliktad pa. Napakaganda. Hopper KR, Korean nanay mo, Gangnam Style is Quadra kill! Bang, bang, boom!
What just happened? Oh my god, IPT just threw that game!
Akala nila napakalayo ng skills nila!
As from Boy Sanity and Hoops following up. Okay, Saddest...
Clap, clap!
Yeah, Saddest just zoned out Hate and Light and they couldn't
nice game.
Follow up the damage onto the members of Legacy. IPT were, wow, this assembled as a team there.
That was a nice game. Alam mo, wait lang. Kanina pa natin sinasabi na malalayo ang skills ng IPT.
Yeah.
Pero hindi umabot yung skills nila doon. Nakipag 1v4 si Suez at 2v1 ata si Sadis.
Yeah. Though, yung titignan mo talaga dun was that, I don't know, this is a pro team that felt like they were in a solo queue game kasi you don't go that aggressive kahit man if you had a commanding lead. Lalo na, pag na-zone out yung members nyo, they initiated granted and then Sadista just went in and countered all the damage that IPT got because he was just stalling Light and Haith. And ang nangyari nun was Legacy were just able to punish the members of IPT